So, do I think a portion of child support should be diverted to a trust fund? Absolutely. I think it can only benefit the child in the long run, and depending on how much money that child support is, it should be between 30 and 50% of that money going to that trust fund. Okay, because what I notice a lot of times in our community, um, you have to figure it out when you're 18, 19, 20 years old. Instead of starting life with a little bit of a cushion, you are at a handicap. And with that type of money, it can definitely make a change in the direction of your life at an early age. Because on a low end, a person may get $20,000 allocated to that fund, but on a high end, it could be 100,000 to a lot more. I'd rather my child get a bigger portion of that money than it go directly to the parent, and not because I believe that the parent is not doing right, by the child, because I know a lot of women that do a great job with their children. They really allocate funds well. They put money away for the child, and they always make sure their child looks presentable, and they take care of them. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you do have women that look at child support as basically a come up, a get rich scheme. They take that money and go on expensive vacations, get $300-400 weaves, get the most expensive clothes, and then the child is pretty much left without. Or they buy a bunch of things for the child that have no value. They do not equate to being able to help the child in their future. And, I just think this would nip a lot of that in the bud, because I see a lot of, these Instagram models and females, and they get a basketball player and they're getting a ridiculous amount of money per month. And I just think it doesn't take $10, $15, $20,000 a month to raise a child, okay? Half of that money, like I said, could go to a trust, and then the child can do some things when they get older. They'll have a little nest egg to work with. They can go to college with that money if they can't get financial aid, instead of getting student loan and racking up a bunch of debt. They can open up a business if they're business minded. Okay, they can use it as a down payment for a house. Whatever they want to do with that money, it will definitely be a benefit, to the child. Now, also, child support is supposed to be about the welfare of the child, but the child support agency, they will make sure that they get their money, because they do get a portion of the money, that the non-custodial parent gets. It's a small percentage, but it's still a percentage nonetheless. So if you don't pay child support, they will garnish your wages, okay? They will lock your bank account. They will take your income taxes, and you could even end up in jail. But not once have I ever heard of a child support agency checking on the well-being of the child. And I feel like that should be a part of child support, that you can be randomly selected to be checked upon, and a welfare check to see how you are allocating funds with your child, if they are living properly, are you taking good care of this child? And I think that would deter a lot of people that use child support for their own personal gains, because no one wants the government all in their business checking up on them in a situation where they come over and you may lose your child or any other children that you have in the household, or you might just be taken off child support completely. I feel like child support should be a last resort. And a lot of the times it's the first resort after a couple breaks up. People use child support as revenge. It should never be about revenge. It should just be about, how can I make this child's life better? How can I put them in a position to succeed and do greater things in life than I had the ability or the opportunities to do? And I feel like when two parents can get together and they can communicate and they can work together, it's a great benefit. One, it keeps respect between the two. They work more as a unit, and it will negate, what's the word I'm looking for? Animosity. Because sometimes people get bitter. You hold a grudge if you are put on papers and you are actually doing the right thing by your child. You know, that's like a slap in the face to know that you're a good father or a good mother and someone has custody and they're just putting you on child support and basically hurting your finances as a form of, revenge. Would you want to deal with that person after that? Does it really benefit the child when the two parents can't get along? It absolutely doesn't. So, that would be my criteria. 30 to 50% to that trust fund, non-negotiable. Okay, now I will say this: if the custodial parent can prove to the courts for some reason that they need that money, it's emergency and it will benefit the child, then that is a reason that you would be able to go into it. But other than that, that money should be directly for the child and should not be able to be touched by anyone until they are 21 years old and they can go out there and make some, life decisions. But, that's my thoughts. How do you guys feel about it? Do you think that would be a good idea? Or do you think, on the other hand, that would be a slap in the face to the custodial parent because it's their child and they know what's best for their child and you give them the benefit of the doubt that they are doing the right thing? So let me know in the comment section. It's your boy, Mr. Rice. If you knew better, you'd do better. I'll holla. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.